The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the holographic images flickered to life. 3 faces materialized in the air: human women, their military uniforms crisp, their expressions resolute even in death. General Sarah Chen, General Amara Okonkwo, General Yuki Tanaka, the greatest military minds Earth had ever produced, now reduced to propaganda footage broadcast across the Vrexian Empire's networks. Elsie Morrison stood at the observation deck of the UESS Retribution, her fingers pressed against the cold transperistal window. Beyond it, the assembled fleet stretched into infinity: 30,000 warships, each one a testament to humanity's industrial fury. Her reflection stared back at her, blue eyes burning with an emotion that transcended rage. "They executed them," she whispered. "Broadcast it like entertainment." Benjamin Cole approached from behind, his footsteps measured and deliberate. As Earth's chief military strategist, he'd seen humanity's darkest hours. But nothing compared to this. The Vrexian Empire had crossed a line that civilizations far older had known never to cross. They had made Earth's war personal. "The Senate has given us authorization," Benjamin said quietly. "Operation Scorched Heaven is approved. No restrictions, no rules of engagement." Elsie turned to face him. Her uniform bore the insignia of Fleet Admiral, now a promotion she'd never wanted, earned through the blood of mentors she'd loved like family. "They think we're weak because we follow laws of war, because we take prisoners, because we show mercy. They're about to learn differently." Benjamin activated a datapad, displaying tactical readouts. "We've identified every Vrexian military installation within 50 light years, 63 worlds, 247 orbital stations, their entire Western fleet. How long until we're ready?" "We've been ready for 6 hours. We were waiting for you." Elsie walked to the command throne at the center of the bridge. Around her, 3,000 crew members stood at their stations, faces grim, hands steady. Every single one of them had volunteered for this. Every single one knew what humanity was about to become. She settled into the chair and opened a channel to the entire fleet. 30,000 ships, 15 million sailors, soldiers, and pilots, all waiting for her word. "This is Fleet Admiral Morrison," she began, her voice carrying across the void. 62 hours ago, the Vrexian Empire captured 3 unarmed diplomats operating under flags of truce. They were tortured for information. When they gave nothing, they were executed publicly as examples of human weakness. She paused, letting the weight settle. Those 3 women were generals, heroes. They were pioneers who led humanity's first steps into the stars. They were teachers, mentors, friends. They were my family. Benjamin watched the tactical display as ships across the fleet began powering weapon systems. Humanity had spent 2 centuries advancing technology, always keeping one eye on the darkness between stars. Now that technology would fulfill its purpose, the Vrexian Empire believes that humans are soft. Elsie continued, that our compassion is weakness, that our codes of honor make us vulnerable. They believe that because we chose peace, we are incapable of war. Her voice hardened to steel. Today, we teach them the difference between choosing peace and being incapable of violence. We show them why Earth's predators learn to fear humans. We remind the galaxy what happens when you make an enemy of a species that clawed its way to the top of its food chain through sheer, relentless determination. She looked at Benjamin, who nodded once. He'd already run the simulations. The Vrexian Empire would cease to exist within 72 hours. "Operation Scorched Heaven is now active," Elsie declared. "All ships, you are weapons free. Show no mercy. Take no prisoners. Leave nothing but wreckage and warning. Let the galaxy know humanity remembers its dead." The fleet moved as one. Benjamin coordinated the assault from his station, his fingers dancing across holographic controls. The first wave hit the Vrexian border worlds with such overwhelming force that defenses crumbled in minutes. Railguns traveling at relativistic speeds turned orbital platforms into expanding clouds of debris. Antimatter warheads cracked planetary shields like eggshells. But it wasn't just the violence that shocked the galaxy, it was the precision. Humanity fought with mathematical certainty, each strike calculated for maximum strategic impact. They'd learned war from studying every conflict in recorded history, every species' tactics, every mistake ever made. Now they applied those lessons with terrifying efficiency. Vrexian High Command is attempting to negotiate, a communications officer reported. Ignore them, Elsie said coldly. They had their chance for diplomacy. They killed our diplomats. Benjamin pulled up intelligence reports. Their leadership is evacuating to the core worlds. They're abandoning their outer territories. Let them run. We'll be there waiting for 3 days. The human fleet carved through Vrexian space like a scalpel through flesh. They disabled communications, destroyed supply lines, and shattered military infrastructure with surgical precision. Civilian populations were given warnings and time to evacuate. Humanity hadn't abandoned its values entirely, but everything the Vrexian military had built was reduced to atoms. On the 4th day, Elsie stood before the Vrexian emperor himself. His throne world had fallen in 6 hours. His palace guards had surrendered without firing a shot once they saw the human fleet, blotting out their son. The emperor, a being of scales and ancient pride, stared at the human woman who had destroyed his empire. You were supposed to be civilized, he hissed. You claimed to value life. Elsie's expression never changed. We do value life. That's why we executed this war with such precision. 96% of your civilian population survived. Your military? 3%. You've proven yourselves monsters. No, Benjamin interjected, stepping forward. We've proven ourselves human. We gave you every chance for peace. We extended hands of friendship across the stars. You took our mercy for weakness and our compassion for cowardice. Elsie leaned closer to the fallen emperor. You killed 3 of our best in cold blood, thinking it would break us. Instead, you reminded us what we're capable of when we stopped choosing to be kind. Remember this, humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our numbers. It's that we choose peace despite being extraordinarily good at war. She straightened, her voice carrying to the broadcast feeds that would transmit this moment across the galaxy. Let this be a lesson to every civilization watching. Humans will be your friends, your partners, your allies. We will show compassion and mercy to those who reciprocate, but threaten us, harm our people. Mistake our kindness for weakness, and you'll discover why Earth's apex predators learned to fear us. The trial took 3 hours. The verdict was unanimous. The Vrexian leadership faced justice for war crimes, delivered by the very laws they'd claimed made humanity weak. As the retribution turned toward home, Elsie stood once more at the observation deck. The Vrexian Empire was gone, absorbed into the territories of species that would treat its people more justly. The galaxy had witnessed humanity's wrath and would remember it for millennia. Benjamin joined her. To humans who'd done what was necessary, but would carry the weight forever. Think we made the right choice? He asked quietly. Elsie touched the memorial display showing the 3 generals' faces. We made the only choice. They needed to know humanity doesn't start wars. But we finished them, outside. The stars burned on, indifferent and eternal. But somewhere in their light, 3 women could rest, knowing their deaths had not been in vain. Humanity had shown the galaxy its teeth, and the galaxy would never forget.